So to just finish it off, because otherwise I'll just cry. So everyone was pretty shocked this past weekend at the news of Catherine O'Hara passing away.
Yeah.
I was like, I got the message in a group chat from my mum, and she gets done by AI a lot. And to begin with, I actually wasn't sure because, like, it was early in the morning that she was telling me this.
Yeah.
And so I Googled it and I was really sad. I said to you a couple of times, I've actually never physically cried from a celebrity death before. I love celebrities. And, like, that's what we do on this channel, right? We love pop culture.
Love it, all of it.
We love it all. And I get a little bit obsessed as well with celebrities. But I've never actually cried in this. I did cry when Olivia Newton-John died, because when John Travolta did that post on Instagram, that was like heartbreaking. Catherine O'Hara dying is heartbreaking. And I think the reason it felt so awful is, A, she was so uncontroversial. Like, everyone agrees that she was just like a wonderful person to watch on the telly, in a movie. Like, she had a presence, didn't she? She just like...
There's some people that it doesn't matter what they're in. Like Will Ferrell's the same too. Like, you just... There's just some people that you're like, well, they're just perfect for this. Like, it doesn't matter what role they play, whether they're playing not in a particular a nice person or a good person, whatever. You still like them because they're just so good at it and they're enigmatic and you just can't stop watching them. And Catherine O'Hara has this thing about her that's always like, it's always been like, she's just an incredible actor. And she's so invested in what she's doing. And she doesn't do like, even though she's been in heaps of things, she didn't want, like, being an actor wasn't her only personality. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't the main part of her personality. And I think because she just liked going and doing a great job and making it as good as it could get, and then she got out of there, I think everyone really attached to her, and it had nothing to do with the celebrity of it.
No, and I think that's what it was. It was almost like she was this A-list celebrity, but she did not act like one at all. Like, there's some A-list celebrities where you're like, even if they're being a good person and they're acting in a good way, they're still acting like an A-list celebrity. For her, you would just see her, and I look, the other thing is, as a woman, and this is like very, very surface level BS, but as a woman, it's so refreshing. It was always so refreshing to see a woman age in front of us. And she did. She aged. She was not, as far as I could tell, doing anything to change how she appeared, because for her, the work came first, and the work was comedy. Yeah. And it's always so fun to watch a woman on screen make a fucking fool of herself, or just like encapture a personality of a character in its entirety. So I think there was this like overwhelming grief from her dying because A, she was so unproblematic. People loved her. And B, she was only 71. And 71 doesn't really feel very old now.
No.
And I kind of put it in perspective of the people around me, and my parents have both just turned 64, and you're kind of like, well, that's not that far off. And my father-in-law is 71 this year, and he doesn't seem at that point of life. So you kind of wonder what happened. And the thing is, Catherine did not open up about being sick. There was no interviews in a lead up. There was no sit down with Oprah. It came out of the blue. And I think that's the third thing. It was so out of the blue for all of her fans. And she had so many fans in us, the regular folk, and she had so many fans in Hollywood and in that whole inner circle
Because I think so many people wanted to work with Catherine, and I remember watching the Schitt's Creek documentary, and they were like so sure that she wasn't going to do it because she's just the type of person who's just like, I just want to stay at home. You know what I mean? Like, and I relate to that so much.
If she doesn't want to do it, she's not going to. Yeah,
yeah,
you do.
Like, just like, it could be a good opportunity, but also like I'd have to leave my house. And, you know,
do I want to do that?
So think about all the things that she would have said no to over the years that people would have desperately wanted her in a project. And then she would have just been like, no, you know, even like Seth Rogen was like, we had to make sure this show was good enough that Catherine would say yes to be a part of it. You know what I mean? Like,
so Seth Rogen is one of the celebrities that has made a statement, and I'll get to all of those. But just to solidify her importance in Hollywood and also in Canada, because she is Canadian.
Yep.
In fact, she was given an Officer of the Order of Canada in 2017. That's how much she meant to Canada and the Canadian entertainment industry. She's got a Canadian star on the Walk of Fame. So some of the things that she was in, just to name a few, truly just to name a few, there would not be enough time for us to go through everything that she was in. These are just some of those big ones. Beetlejuice, massive. Home Alone and Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, like game changer for her.
Pinnacle.
And of
My
course,
childhood.
game changer for, everyone who was in it. The Nightmare Before Christmas, she had a voice role in that. Pippi Longstocking, she had a voice role in that.
Oh, did she?
She was in it. She had a voice role.
Oh, wow.
Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events. Chicken Little, she was a voice in that. Yep. She was in, and like, this is such a rogue one, but for me, I loved the movie Orange County. Do you remember that movie?
Yeah, the one with Jack Black.
The one with Jack Black. She was in that. That was one of those, it came out in 2002, and it was a Mike White comedy.
Yeah. I really loved it.
I loved it. It was one of those first movies in those teen years for me that I was like, oh, this is like so different and unusual. She's in that. Like, you just go, oh, yeah, she was. She was in that. She was in The Addams Family in 2019 as a voice. And then we, of course, get into the television side of things. So she was in SCTV,
which
was one of those, huge. It was a
sketch variety show.
It was a sketch show, yeah. And so she was in that, and she was in that with Eugene Levy.
Yes, yeah. They'd done a lot of stuff together pre that, but that was really big for their careers.
And then she goes on and does heaps of other things in television, but most notably and most recently, Schitt's Creek, which was huge. Like, it was one of those first Netflix shows that people really started to talk, like it was a word of mouth show.
Yeah. Well, because it was a tiny little show from Canada, from CTV.
Yeah.
And then it eventually got picked up in the States. And then when it made it to Netflix, because I think by the time it made it to Netflix, it already had a couple of seasons. And it was it gave these people such a quick way. And the first season you've really got to get through. And I'm not saying that as if it's bad. I'm just saying is that you really have to, the strength in the show is the characters, and it takes a little while to get to know them. And then when you get to know them, you just want to spend all this time with them. And obviously, when you watch the documentary, you get to know how much Catherine had in the part of Moira, how much input she had into the wigs that she wanted to wear, the outfits, the high fashion of it all, the voice that she created for it. And it's just, without that in the show, you sit there and you go, well, it's probably a fine show, but is it as good as it is? And the answer is no.
Catherine made that show, and Moira Rose is this character that older women can see themselves in and younger women can see themselves in. And that's a really, really hard thing to do, because as a younger woman in comparison to Moira Rose, I look at her and I'm like, God, I want that level of confidence, and I want that level of unhinged
delusion.
delusion. Like, you just are delusional about what you mean to the world. And it's so perfect. And then as an older woman, like, I know my mum watching it, she just sees herself in Moira, not just because she actually wears the type of crazy
Unhinged
shit
stuff.
that Moira would wear. But the older generation see themselves in her and they go, yeah, I remember having to suffer through all of those younger years of hating myself and then getting to this point of just not caring anymore. So she does Schitt's Creek, and it like is this huge thing. And like you say, you do need to get through the first sort of half a season before you're into it. It took me a couple of goes before I got, and now it's one of my rewatch shows.
Yeah.
The night that we found out that she passed away, I rewatched the Fold in the Cheese episode, and you watch that and you're like, no one else can do that except her, because she plays it so convincingly and she's so deeply funny. So Dan Levy and Eugene Levy made that show. Eugene Levy and Catherine O'Hara have been friends and working together for 50 years.
Wow.
She grew up with his kids, Sarah and Dan, and Sarah is in Schitt's Creek as well. She plays Twyla, the very interesting cafe. Does she own the cafe?
No, I don't think she owns
run
it.
the cafe?
Or maybe do we ever find out?
Then we'll find out she's like loaded.
Put in the comments. Yeah, I think she does have a lot of money in the end. But she's definitely always at that cafe.
She is. And so if you didn't know, they're all, their siblings, and Eugene's their father. So it was like, it's I wouldn't usually want to talk about a celebrity death for an episode, but it felt really like it affected everyone in some way. And there was a scene on the show that, of course, got around after the death, and it was about Moira Rose. And if you don't know, Moira Rose in the show was a very big celebrity, but kind of had a bit of a downfall. And then, of course, the whole family loses their money. So she's celebrity enough that there was a death hoax about her.
Oh, thank God. The internet says you're dead.
What? What do you mean? Who's saying that? Your mother's not dead.
I'm standing right here. Yeah, well, now I know, but it's weird because they're still saying it. So people are believing it?
Well, it doesn't help that Alexis just tweeted goodbye to a great actress with a cool sunglasses emoji.
Hey, I'm wearing sunglasses because I'm in mourning, David.
What is the source of this falsehood? And what photo are they using?
Unclear, and primarily a headshot from the 90s. So fresh and young and permed.
So what are you saying? The entire internet thinks your mother is dead?
Well, not like the entire internet. It's not even trending, which is actually kind of sad.
So this one starts getting around, and of course this brings us to the celebrity tributes that were through the roof. Like her acting credits, there would be no way to get through all of them. But Annie Murphy, who is Anne Francis on Instagram, she posted about it, and she wrote, her laugh was perpetual, yes, and it challenged anyone who heard it to join in and be as delighted as she was. Gosh, we were ever lucky to have her. And then she hashtagged goodbye to a great actress with the sunglasses emoji, which out of context may feel quite disrespectful, but anyone who loved her knew that was how she had to end. She was just one of the cast who had something to say. Dan Levy had written that it was a gift to have gotten to dance in the warm glow of Catherine O'Hara's brilliance for all those years. Having spent over 50 years collaborating with my dad, Catherine was extended family before she ever played my family. I will cherish every funny memory. My heart goes out to Beau, Matthew, Luke, and every member of her big, beautiful family. Beau is her husband. And it does appear that Beau, so there was a family, what's it called? Statement that went out.
Right, yeah.
From Beau and the family, her two sons, Luke and Matthew. But nothing has been, at the time of recording anyway, nothing has been officially said about how she died. But apparently it was a very short illness.
Yep.
And so much so that The Studio, which is a show that she's most recently been on with Seth Rogen, apparently she pulled out of filming only a few days before her death and said it was for personal reasons. So it does seem as though maybe they knew she was sick and that the sickness was quite quick.
Yeah.
So she did pull out. Seth Rogen had said that he really doesn't know what to say. I told O'Hara when I first met her, I thought she was the funniest person she'd ever had the pleasure of watching on screen. And then she made me want to make our show good enough to be worthy of her presence in it, which was very, very sweet. Emily Hampshire, who's in Schitt's Creek with her, made a point of pointing out that there's a reason that she was so good on screen. It's because people believed who she was.
Yeah.
And I think that there was another quote that was made about how you were okay with Moira Rose's narcissism because there was enough underlying humanity in her character.
Yeah.
And it was Catherine who brought that in. You were okay with her narcissism. You believed that she could be both narcissistic and a real human being. And the saddest and the one that really, if I get through this without crying, there's two. Macaulay Culkin, who plays her son in Home Alone, wrote, I'm already crying. Mama, I thought we had time. I wanted more. I wanted to sit in a chair next to you. I heard you, but I had so much more to say. I love you. I'll see you later. And that is just they were together only recently when he got his star on the Walk of Fame.
Yeah.
And she went there and he put those side-by-side photos up of him as a kid with her.
Yeah.
She's so beautiful. And he's also said that this one makes him really angry because I think, to my point before, she just doesn't feel old enough. 71 doesn't feel old enough. The tribute that most people would have been wanting to hear from our beginnings on Second City Stage to SCTV, to the movies we did with Chris Guest, to our 6 glorious years on Schitt's Creek. I cherished our working relationship, but most of all, our friendship, and I will miss her. Words seem inadequate to express the loss I feel today, which just I don't think anyone has had a bad experience with this woman.
No.
And that is, to me, such a, what an honor for her to, I know she'll never know, but I kind of just think about her sons. And so to just finish it off, because otherwise I'll just cry. But she was asked in an airport from a reporter once about her greatest role, and I think this is what it is about her, and I think this is why people love her, because her answer is exactly what you would expect.
You're my favorite actress ever.
Okay.
And you've been, oh no, seriously, you've been in so many legendary roles. When all is said and done, which one role would you most like to be remembered for?
Mother of my children.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
What are you doing to us, mate?
I know. I'm sorry. I know we don't know this woman, but I think it's really nice we got to have her, what a great thing to have funny women. I love funny women.
Yeah, we're super lucky, and it's one of those things that, it came out of nowhere. And I also thought it was AI when I first saw it, and when my partner, he came home from the gym, he was like, "Did you see?" And I was like, "Yeah, I saw." It was one of those things that it didn't feel right, not only because, 71, I know that that's not someone in their 50s, but also 71 in this day and age doesn't feel old, but particularly for Catherine, who was so full of life and what we saw, like only in the studio in that most recent season that I watched, that first season, the incredible show that it is. And she was once again excellent in it. And I didn't even think that, like at the time of filming that, what she would have been in her late 60s.
Yeah, and you don't think that. You don't think like, oh,
like-
this could be the last thing you see this person in, or,
Yeah.
And I think because as well, she's been in so many things for so many years. There's so many different generations of people who have gotten to love her on screen, that I think that also makes it like so shattering for the entertainment world, because you lose one of the good ones as well.
Yeah.
But
really, really good one.
rest in peace, Catherine O'Hara, and go and binge Schitt's Creek or any of her amazing
pick any episode.
movies.
That wine
You'll
one that I
laugh.
just briefly saw her with the
Oh.
those wines. Oh shit, that makes me
And
laugh.
she just
Oh,
kept
it's
trying.
good. It's really good stuff. If you've got a particular suggestion for something specific to go watch of Catherine's work, chuck it in the comments below.
Yeah.
Make sure you like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next episode.